So, what happens when your internet dies in the middle of a live broadcast? Well, that's not hypothetical. That's my reality. I do live production for sport events, conferences, and so much more. And when the venue's internet goes down, so does the stream. That's exactly why today we're talking about the Miri X510 bundle router powered by Speedify. Today we are unboxing it. We're also going through every feature, and I'm going to show you how this thing performs in the real world. Now let's get into the chase. Now hear me out. Before we open the box, let me tell you who this router is built for, because at $19.95, it is not for everyone. This is for you if you are a live event broadcaster, a sport producer, a church media team, a conference AV company. Anyone who needs internet that simply does not go down no matter what. It bonds up to 7 internet sources at once. That means your 5G SIM, your 4G backup SIM, the venue's internet, the hotel Wi-Fi, your phone's hotspot, all of it combined into one super connection. Now here, where the venue's internet is, let's say, unpredictable, this is a game changer for the field production. Now let's talk about the setup. You'll need about 2 things: a compatible SIM card in each slot and Speedify subscription. The good news is that Miri includes a 3-month Speedify subscription at the 1 terabyte per month tier. That's about $100 value right out of the box. After that, you'll need to stay subscribed because bonding does not work without it. So here's the setup flow. You want to power on the unit and connect to its Wi-Fi network, access the web admin dashboard, and then enter your Speedify license key to activate bonding. Then you go ahead and insert the SIM cards. The router will auto-detect and configure them accordingly. Next, you want to configure or set up your RJ45 port as WAN or LAN. And then just choose your bonding mode. You can either do bond-in, obviously, or you can do load balancing mode. Now, for live streaming, I use bond-in mode because it routes all traffic through a Speedify server and combines all the pipes. Now, for general office or event use, load balancing mode is great if you want to avoid the server hops. Speedify servers are available in multiple regions, so just pick one geographically closest to your streaming destination for best latency. Now, one more cool feature is the pair and share. You can literally install the Speedify app on up to 20 different phones on the same network, and then the router will incorporate those phones' cellular connections into the bond. So let's say that you are at a packed stadium where I'm getting poor signal. I can literally put the crew member's phone to work, adding more bandwidth. Now that is wild. Now, what I love about this is that it's a hardware level bonding. No laptop, no software to manage, it just runs. Also, it has a dual built-in cellular modem, plus 4 configurable Ethernet ports, which is pretty versatile, I would consider. Also, it includes the Wi-Fi 6 support for modern devices and NPF battery slots, like those that we use for Sony. And obviously the pair and share, where you can pull up to 20 phones and add it as additional connections to the Miri's router. Actually, this is designed in partnership with Meshwell, so it's built for real broadcasters. And that means that it's data agnostic, which works with SRT, RTMP, NDI, or any other protocol. And you're not locked into a specific codec. Now, what to know before you buy this $19.95 price tag? This is a professional equipment priced accordingly. Plus, the Speedify subscription is required after the first 3 months. The Speedify subscription is required after the 3 months, so you got a budget for ongoing costs. And SIM cards are not included, so you'll need to source your 4G and 5G SIMs for your region. And obviously, the NPF batteries are not included either. Besides that, you should be fine. Just go ahead and set up your bond-in for the Speedify speed servers. So I'm sorry, but my computer where I was screen recording actually died. So I lost the footage that I was screen recording. But just right off the bat, just want to show you that the unboxing here, this is the Miri device, where you can see that it has a LCD monitor in the front, and then in the back it has about 8 different antennas connections, and then it has 4 different Ethernet ports. 2 of them are WAN, and then other 2 are LAN, and these allow me to connect my network cables here, right? Remember that you can do a combination of SIM cards in addition to Ethernet connections, so that you can have multiple modems coming into the Miri. And then here you also see in the box that we have about 8 different antennas that are the ones that we're going to be using for this device. Now, besides that, it also has a power connector adapter, which is really straightforward, but I would rather use battery. So here's the Miri with a pair of batteries, and from here, I'm just going to do a little bit of speed test and the dashboard connection. Unfortunately, I don't have the screen recorded. Okay, here we go. So we were able to successfully log in, and we have a couple of settings here. So we have the dashboard here where we have about the two different ones, which are the first two RJ45 ports, and then we also have other two, which are supposed to be the RJ45 for LAN, which I don't see them here in the dashboard. So I guess it's going to be separated depending on if I'm either in WAN or LAN. And then obviously the 5G for cellular data, the 4G also for cellular data, and then the access point, which these are, I believe these are for the router. So it has the 2.4 gigahertz, and then it has a 5 gigahertz. It also has a USB port where you can actually connect a USB modem, and that should do the trick to add additional network into the Miri X510. And then here we can see under WAN, we have two separate inputs, which gives us everything that comes from the wide area network or whatever is supposed to be public. So WAN 1 and WAN 2 plus the 4G and the 5G. Makes total sense. I believe these are not enabled because we're using the access point feature. So the default access point feature will just make this an access point more than actually have Wi-Fi enabled. I believe that Wi-Fi enabled will have a IP address provided to the devices that connect. But if you just want to use this for providing whatever network comes in and then bond it together, it makes total sense to have it as an access point. And then under LAN, obviously we should have like what's the local area network configuration. In this case, like the range, what's the IP address for this router and from which range does the DHCP starts and where does it end, the DNS and so forth. If you're in access point mode, then you'll be able to see. And then this is the part that I was talking about, the Speedify subscription. So you have the Speedify set up already. Here's the adapter where it has the 5G SIM card, and then it has the 1, which is another primary connection, and then the 4G, which is the backup data service. Okay, so here are the different regions that you can select from. Really straightforward. Here are the bonding modes that we were mentioning, so speed or redundant. And I kind of like this current setup here. So you have the enhanced streaming, which is focusing on, I guess this is a QoS configuration to ensure that you are going to prioritize live streaming, video calls, and such. Anything that is voice over IP address or audio or videos to be streamlined through the traffic. Then which type of transport mode, either UDP, TCP, HTTPS. I guess auto makes total sense. Test already finished, so you can see the results here. So the yellow one is for live streaming, so we can confirm that current resolution is 1440p, 30 FPS, which I guess is fine, and then 1 millisecond jitters. The only scary thing is that changes kind of automatically activate when you click on them. So that means that if you click anything, it'll just automatically change it. Now, because you have to set up the Speedify servers, this is not a plug-and-play consumer device, so you might expect a learning curve on the dashboard. The bottom line is, if you're a professional broadcaster or event producer company, the math works. One drop stream at a paid event costs you more in reputation than the router itself. This is insurance. The Miri X510 is not for your home office. It's not a gaming router, which I could probably use for gaming, but that's not the point. This is a professional-grade bonding solution built for people who cannot afford internet failure, for live event broadcasters, church media teams, conferences producers, sport media. This solves the biggest problem in field production, connectivity you can actually rely on. If you have any questions about how I use this in my production setup, drop them in the comments below. I literally read every one of you. If this video helped you, go ahead and like it and subscribe to the channel. Also, click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I release a brand new video. Also, links to the Miri X510 and the Speedify subscriptions are added in the description below. This is Edio 4. See you on the next one.